understand the logic of physics, but you may have problem in English. So try to overcome that situation. Try. There is a thing called gold foil. Gold foil, gold means gold 就是金，foil 是薄膜、薄片，很薄的金属片，金箔，gold foil in the middle, and it is treated as a target. It is treated as a target. 它就是像一个目标。So there are some, and not only this gold foil, there are still some movable fluorescent screen. 这叫荧光的 screen， 荧光的fluorescent screen coated 镀上 with zinc sulfate 这是硫化物哦，这是锌硫化物。Well, anyway, with this kind of coating, you can see the spikes. You can see the spikes. 可以看到闪光。With this kind of coating, you can see the spikes on the screen. If there is something happen, if there are something happen, then you can see the spikes, the the spikes on the screen. So if this is too difficult for you, you can ignore. But you have to know there are some movable screens. 可以移动的荧光幕。Well, then the third one is we have number one alpha particle, the source of alpha particle. The second thing is the lead sheet, 铅片. And the third one is the gold foil, 金箔. And the final one, so the fourth one is the movable screen, 可以移动的屏幕. Then the last one is the microscope again. 最后一个是显微镜. There is a microscope over here. So in total there are five devices in this experiment. 5 devices in this experiment. Alpha particle, the source of alpha particle, the lead sheet, 铅片. Then the very thin gold foil. Number 4, the movable screens. Number 5, the microscope. So in total there are five devices in this experiment. Then what happened? As a result, the scintillations were shown on the screens. The scintillations, you can see there are some spikes on the screens. The scattering results are strange because if the atom is the structure of the atom is just as suggested by his boss, J.J. Thomson, then most of the alpha particles should just pass through the atom. You can see the spikes only in this region, but there is something strange that happens. So he concludes there is a new type of atom structure. So there must be something wrong. And this is a new structure he proposed. Is that he has 4 conclusions. The first one is if most of the alpha particles going through this atom, then he thinks most of the space within the atom is empty. 如果大部分的阿法粒子都能够通过，没有反射，那么这个原子大部分的空间应该是空的。So if he said, if most of the alpha particles pass through the gold foil without any diffraction, 没有任何的折射，没有任何的反射，没有任何的改变， then that may be because most of the space within the atoms is empty. 大部分空间是空的。Then the second thing is